Hello everybody, Billy back at you with another video, aka Movie Collector 22, and in this video we're going to go over my Letterboxd reviews from the month of March, and I will be showing off each title and telling you how many stars I give, and a little review if I wrote a review on Letterboxd, what it says. And if you guys want to stick around, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Thank you guys, and let's get started. Alright, the first one I'm going to show off is His Girl Friday. This comes from the Columbia Classics Volume 4. It does. I gave this 3.5 stars on Letterboxd, and I just gave it a nice short review. I just put decent black and white film. The next one is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. I did give this a 4.5. Really enjoyed this. And my review that I said was a great film about the reality of society, portraying it then and now. And it's awesome performances from Poitier and Hepburn. Really enjoyed that movie. I highly recommend checking that out. That is from the Volume 4 of Columbia Classics as well. The next one also is, and that is Kramer vs. Kramer. And I gave this 4 stars. And I said, great film about a father and his son. That's about all I can say on that one. Then we have Sleepless in Seattle, starring Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Classic movie. I also gave this 4 stars. And I said, I love Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in this classic romantic comedy. And I can't lie, I did love them in that. Next one is Last Castle on 4K from Kino Lorber. And I gave this 4 stars as well. And said, great film and performances. Really liked all of the performances and the actors in that one. So we have Dune, Part 1. The 4K glow-in-the-dark steelbook. I gave this 4 stars as well and said, yep, this one is good. Because it gets a lot of hype, but the more and more you think about it and watch it, it does live up to that hype. We have Dread. This is the 4K steelbook. I gave this 3 stars. And said, just not my type of movie. This is, a lot of people do enjoy this. I didn't care for a ton, but I still did give it 3 stars. We have Days of Heaven. And that I gave 4.5 stars. And I said I'm usually not a big fan of Malick films, but this is an exception. So I highly recommend checking this out. Then we have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Really good film too. I also gave this 4.5 and said, wow, this one hits too many levels of real life and emotions. And I think that's a key to the review of that one. I do enjoy that one. Next up we have a Jake Gyllenhaal film, October Sky. Gave this a 4.5. And I always loved this film about 4 buddies who want to create a rocket and launch it successfully in a small mining town. It says what you can do when you dream big. You can achieve those dreams if you put your mind and knowledge to it. We have Super Mario Bros. I gave this a 4 stars. And I said, this was super fun. I love the little subtle hints of the video games throughout. Great cast and a fun time. That soundtrack was awesome. Really enjoyed that one. We have Leviathan from Kino Lorber. This one I gave 3 stars. And I said a decent sci-fi creature feature. Really enjoyed that one. Check it out. Kino's doing a March Madness sale until I think April 22nd. So you guys can get on the website and check that out as well if you haven't already. Next up we have Real Steel. And I gave this 4 stars. And I believe, and what I said about even on a rewatch, this movie was a fun time. I really do find this a guilty pleasure movie for me. And then one that I don't own, I watched it on streaming, which is Peacock. I watched The Holdovers. I gave it 5 stars. Really, really enjoyed it. Probably the best movie of the year in 2023. And I said, great performances, a great story and relationships. Loved every minute of this one. Then we have Dracula. This is the first Dracula. Really enjoyed this. Been going through these. And I think I gave it 3.5 stars. And I said the one that started the Universal Monsters. It's a great way to start it. And then we have The Pacifier with Vin Diesel. Really enjoyed this. I said Vin Diesel nostalgia right here and gave it 3 stars. Then we have Carrie the remake. This is the 4K from Scream Factory. And I put 3 stars and I said it's alright for a remake. Feel bad for Miss Carrie White. That's what I put for that one. And we have Breaking Dawn Part 1. Yeah, I know. I was a sucker for this. Steelbook set from Lionsgate. These are gorgeous steelbooks. I gave this movie 2 stars. Didn't really write a review. Didn't care for it at all. I don't mind the first one, but that one was terrible. I didn't care for it. Gave it 2 stars only. Next up we have Frankenstein. Another classic Universal Monsters. I gave this 3.5. Didn't write a review, but I thought it was really good. Classic for a reason. Then we have Titanic on 4K. Really, really good. I gave this 4.5. And I said another banger from Cameron. The 4K looks amazing. I've always enjoyed this film. Was great once again on the rewatch. Really enjoyed that one. Like always, it's a classic. Then we have Anaconda, the Blu-ray steelbook from Walmart. This is kind of a, I don't know, it wasn't that good. I gave it 2 stars. I remember it being better, but yeah, it's like I said, 2 stars. And I says one of those movies you just throw on to have on. So like just to have on in the background when you really don't care about everything. Next up we have True Lies. Really enjoyed this one. I gave this 5 stars. And I put I love this movie and can't believe I've just now seen it, but I'm glad I was able to watch it on the new 4K disc. Schwarzenegger and Curtis give great performances. And we have Spotlight. And I gave this 3.5. I said very touching subject, but very well done. It's very hard watch, but I do recommend watching that at some point if you can get around to it. We have Pleasantville. And I gave that 3.5, and I said great characters and good film about people adapting to changes when they have their certain routines. We have Enemy, another Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Really liked this one. I gave it 3.5. I said another good performance from Gyllenhaal. Recommend this. This is from Lionsgate A24 line. Then we have another Twilight series one, Breaking Dawn Part 2. This was not very good either. I did give this 3 stars though instead of 2. I put an okay to end to the series. It was better than Breaking Dawn Part 1, but I didn't care for it that much. So we have Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks. I gave this 4 stars. And I put so much nostalgia with this movie and still holds up. Quack, quack, quack. You already know you gotta quack when you watch this movie. The real ones will know that. And we have D2, The Mighty Ducks. D2, I gave this 3.5. And I said not as good as the first one, but it's still fun. I still enjoy watching these. And then next one I watched was D3, Mighty Ducks. And then I gave that 3.5 as well. And I enjoyed this one too. I do enjoy all three of these. I think they're all fun. Good popcorn flicks. Then we have Boogie Nights. And I gave this 4 stars. I said, yeah, you could say Paul Thomas Anderson made a good film here. I do enjoy this. And I don't care for Paul Thomas Anderson, but that one is an exception. Next one is Children of Men. I gave it 3.5. Didn't really write a review. It was okay. I think it's, yeah. But 3.5 stars for this one. We have James Cameron, The Abyss. Enjoyed this one. Gave it 3.5. I didn't write a review either. I think the 4K transfer looks okay on this. A lot of people were complaining. I don't think it's that bad. But that is The Abyss from James Cameron. And we have The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Really enjoy this movie. I gave this 4.5 stars. I love this movie. Great coming of age film and fitting in. About fitting in. Enjoy that. And we got Dragged Across Concrete. And I gave this one 4 stars and put great film. Great acting in that one as well. Then we have the original Mummy from the Universal Monsters set. Really enjoyed this one. I gave it 3.5 stars. Didn't write a review, but I did enjoy it. Next up, we got first of a few Vinegar Syndrome. We have Singapore Sling. Wowzers, this was crazy. I gave it 3.5 stars. This was one of the most bizarre films I've ever watched, but it was very well done. That was my review of this. Just crazy, but what can you expect with Vinegar Syndrome? You can definitely come to expect that if you followed them a long time. Next up, we have this double feature of Spectres. Spectres I gave 3.5. I said I had a good time with this one. And then the next one is Maya, and I gave 2.5, and I said this one was not for me. I definitely enjoyed Spectres. Maya, not so much. Then we had one that I was excited about, and that's Dr. Terror's House of Terror. But this one I only gave 2.5 stars, and I said this was honestly boring to me, unfortunately. I was looking forward to this, but I did find it quite a bit boring. We have a Jack Nicholson title, and this is from their cinematographer, however you say it. I don't know how to say it. Cinematograph, whatever you want to say. But this is Going South. Really enjoyed this movie. Not bad. And I gave it 3 stars. I said this was an okay Nicholson film, but there are definitely better ones. And we have The Best of Me. I really enjoyed this one. This I gave 4.5 stars. And it's like great film that will pull with your emotions. Not Dawson. So, I don't know, but if you've seen, you know. Then we have Chaos Walking. And this one I gave 3 stars. And said definitely a different type of film, but there are definitely worse ones out there. This was really different. Nothing like I've ever seen in my life. Next one is The Iron Claw. Everybody's been talking about this from Lionsgate A24. I gave this 3.5. I felt this could have been a lot better. It has potential and I enjoyed it overall. The ending hits you in the feels though. If you know, you know. But other than that, I thought it was overhyped, but I still enjoyed it. Next up, we have a classic, and that is Matilda. And this is the 4K Steelbook. I gave it 4 stars, and I said this is a classic for a reason. Great story and characters, a fun time. Really enjoyed that one. We're getting down to the last couple movie titles here. Thanks for hanging out. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and consider liking the video and commenting down what you guys have watched in the month of March. This next one is Moonfall, And I thought this wasn't as bad as people had made it out to be. The soundtrack on it's awesome. The Dolby Atmos track is. But I made it as 3 stars, and I said not as terrible as everybody makes it out to be. Definitely has its cheesy moments, but I've seen a lot worse movies. It did keep me engaged. I did enjoy watching it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I wasn't looking forward to watching it. Next up, we have The Running Man, 4K Steelbook. I gave it 3 stars. I said one of the Arnold films that wasn't as great as his other ones. Still enjoy it to an extent, though. I will agree. Schwarzenegger does a good job, but I do like his other films better than that one. Then I got Sicario, and I gave this one 3.5. And I said good action / crime drama. Enjoyed this one. Good action, beautiful steelbook. Then we have Clock Stoppers. Enjoy this one too. I gave this 3 stars. I said good childhood film and doesn't hold up as quite as good, but still decent. That is Clock Stoppers. And then my last title that I watched in the month of March was Ferrari with Adam Driver. And I did give this 3.5. I put tragedy strikes in this film, and you know, if you've seen it, crazy. So, you know, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about in this film. It's a great film. I do enjoy it. There are really a lot of car movies that came out, Gran Turismo being one of them. I did like that better than this, but this still isn't bad. And that will complete my Letterboxd reviews and what I watched in the month of March. And until next time, guys, if you like this video and subscribe, take care out there, and thank you, guys.